Just
This is
joined.
Where was
What
this?
the hell?
this is 1 year since I started working.
Hmm.
मतलब जब मैं fresher थी तो I was an on-sales student, so I did not know anything. So I used to work very very hard. A lot of people still feel कि guys should be earning more, girls should be earning
Yeah.
less. और शादी कौन करेगा अगर इतना पैसा नहीं कमाएगा, and pressure is more.
Yeah.
कि somehow now girls have become more career oriented and guys have become कि थोड़ा chill करना है इसमें.
What is your preferred mode of teaching आजकल? मतलब in YouTube, what kind of format do you focus on?
So I've started taking classes. So those classes I prefer them to be live rather than recorded. But because YouTube has to be recorded more than live, I noticed कि live videos लोग उतने नहीं देखते. I tried teaching live on YouTube, but then did not work out much. So जो recorded content है उसमें मैं ऐसे मतलब वही challenging videos try करती हूँ mainly. Plus I try to keep it a balance थोड़ा भी मतलब tutorial plus guidance, mentorship कि ये ऐसे ऐसे पढ़ो, अपना थॉट प्रोसेस कैसे बनाओ और थोड़ा सा मोटिवेशन भी कहीं कहीं पे डालने का ट्राई करती हूँ क्योंकि इन द एंड आई फील लोगों को मोटिवेशन से ही मतलब है मतलब ज्यादातर बच्चे जो होंगे डे इन द लाइफ ऑफ सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर वाले वीडियोस ज्यादा देखेंगे rather than ट्यूटोरियल रात को पड़े पड़े बेड पे मस्त लेटे लेटे उनको यही सब वीडियोस देखने में मजा आता है ट्यूटोरियल कोई भी ऐसे नहीं देखता आई हैव सीन पीपल आएंगे सब्सक्राइब करेंगे कंपनी क्रैक करेंगे फिर अनसब्सक्राइब करेंगे और बोलेंगे बाय मतलब उनको बस जब वो पढ़ाई करनी है कंपनी क्रैक करनी है तब आएंगे फिर भूल जाएंगे मतलब
Yeah, this is interesting. यार मेरे को नहीं
Harsh
पता था कि लोग
reality.
unsubscribe भी कर जाते हैं.
Yeah, I
Because
don't know
usually
who. I just leave it there, right? इतना एफर्ट कौन डालेगा कि ढूंढ के अनसब्सक्राइब भी करें.
फिर दिखता है ना बार बार दिखता है तो बोलेगा अब कंपनी क्रैक हो गई अब तो मैं देखूंगा ही नहीं ये सब ट्यूटोरियल
अच्छा.
तो आई
So,
हैव हैड पीपल कम टू मी लाइक ऐसे जो बाहर मतलब ऐसे मिल जाते हैं ना लोग बाहर बैंगलोर में
Yeah.
तो लोग आके बोलेंगे मैंने जब कंपनी के लिए प्रेप कर रहा था ना तो आई यूज्ड टू रियली वॉच अ वीडियोस आई बी लाइक कौन सा लास्ट वीडियो देखा था तो दे विल बी लाइक कि 1.5 साल पहले देखा था हो गया अब टाइम अब नहीं देखा है कुछ भी तो
हाँ,
वो
because
सब मुझे
जरूरत नहीं पड़
देखता
रही
है
उसके बाद से
हाँ
वैसे वाला है. See, right? So actually, this is something that I'm also curious about, right? So आप जो content डाल रहे हो, like a lot of it is educational. So do you put it for free right now? It's all of it, everything is accessible, or is there anything that is something that is directed towards, like maybe because it takes a lot of effort, right? So do you plan on doing something which is paid maybe, but involves a lot more nuance?
So all the content on YouTube is free. Earlier, I was very, very paranoid. कि how can I even do this full time? क्योंकि free करने there's no money. There's no money. You cannot make anything. But then I took a few boot camps initially after leaving my job, and it was honestly very rewarding. It was 2000 का boot camp like over a weekend. But then जो मैंने 3 दिन में पढ़ाया ना, मतलब I myself took months to study that much. जितना कॉम्पैक्ट था, लाइव था, लोग बात कर पा रहे थे. तो आई रियलाइज्ड अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल फर्स्टली कैन अफोर्ड इट. सेकेंडली दे डोंट हैव द टाइम टू अपस्किल इतना. So there are a lot of people who are looking for a lot of paid content also. So free content तो हमेशा रहेगा ही. That is something that will never stop. But then I started doing courses where I do more structured things. कि भाई आओ मैं पूरा एंड टू एंड तैयारी करवाऊंगी मतलब उसके बाद आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं है. You don't have to worry about anything else. Just believe in me जो मैं बोल रही हूँ आप करते जाओ. तो वो पूरा गाइडेंस मिल जाती है, कम्युनिटी रहती है, सब लोग कर रहे रहते हैं तो कंसिस्टेंसी भी रहती है. अगर आप खुद से पढ़े होते तो यू नीड द मोटिवेशन कि आप रोज जाके वीडियो देखो. वो से कम्युनिटी में लाइव है तो आपको आना ही है मतलब आपको आके क्लास अटेंड करनी है. आपने पैसे दिए क्लास के तो मैं हर क्लास के बाद बोलूंगी कि भाई पैसे दिए आओ चुपचाप पढ़ाई करो मेरे साथ. तो आएंगे पढ़ाई करेंगे 2 घंटा बैठेंगे. तो नाउ आई रियलाइज कि दिस वर्क्स
ये
आउट फॉर
लाइन मैं भी
एवरीवन.
छापने वाला हूँ.
तो मतलब आई फील कि इट हैज वर्कड आउट रियली वेल इन व्हेन आई स्टार्टेड. मतलब कोई कितना भी अच्छा इंसान क्यों ना हो ना, कोई कितना भी अच्छा एजुकेटर क्यों ना हो, जब आप पेड कोर्सेज स्टार्ट करोगे थोड़ा तो बैकलैश आएगा, नेगेटिविटी आएगी कि देखो पेड कोर्स निकाल दिया. बट आप कुछ भी कह लो, जितने लोगों का फायदा होता है ना, मतलब लोग मेरे को बोलते हैं कि कुछ कंपनीज है जिन जो मैं पढ़ाती हूँ, मतलब से अगर मैं 3-5 हजार में पढ़ा रही हूँ तो वो कंपनीज या कुछ कोर्सेज जो ऑनलाइन है वो 40,000 50,000 2 lakhs में वो कंटेंट पढ़ा रहे हैं जो मैं 3,000 5,000 में पढ़ा रही हूँ. और अगर मैं आपको उस लेवल का एक्सपर्टीज दे रही हूँ, टाइम दे रही हूँ, एफर्ट दे रही हूँ, तो व्हाई शुड आई नॉट बी पेड फॉर इट? मतलब व्हाई शुड आई बी अंडरपेड
True.
फॉर एनीथिंग दैट आई एम डूइंग? सो
Correct.
इट हैज टेकन टाइम टू डेवलप दिस थॉट प्रोसेस। मतलब बहुत टाइम तक आई यूज्ड टू थिंक कि नहीं, सब कुछ फ्री रहना चाहिए, पर फ्री तो रहेगा ही। मतलब दैट इज नॉट लाइक कि वो चला जाएगा, बट टू टेल कि हाँ ये इंटरव्यू के लिए जरूरी है, ये इंटरव्यू के लिए नहीं जरूरी है, वो गाइडेंस देना, वो मेंटरशिप देना कि अगर आपका इंटरव्यू अभी आ रहा है तो आप क्या पढ़ो, मतलब कि किस टाइप के क्वेश्चन पूछ सकते हैं आप, वो थॉट प्रोसेस कैसे बनाओ, सब कुछ आप यूट्यूब वीडियो में मतलब आप देख देख के नहीं कर सकते। तो
Right. Yeah. Very
Correct.
true. And आपके time का भी there should be some value, right?
yes,
Which often doesn't happen on YouTube.
yeah.
Yeah. So doesn't like YouTube monetization does that not suffice, or is it very meager?
Can't even take care of half of my rent.
I see. So that is
I
why I mean
I live
that's
in
also
Bangalore, बहुत ज्यादा यहाँ का रेंट है, आधा रेंट भी नहीं निकलता उससे।
Yeah.
No, because
So
that
true.
is also one of the reasons, right? Why people like, I mean, that is why that business model makes sense, that you need to have a paid, some component of your content has to be behind a paywall because of
Otherwise, I
this.
can't do it. Yeah.
You can't do it. Yeah.
Correct.
Which kind of
And
extends.
It is sort of wrong कि कुछ लोग एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि टीचर्स शुड ऑलवेज डू समथिंग फॉर फ्री। अगर आप कॉलेज
Yeah.
टीचर्स को देखो, मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर सो फ्रस्ट्रेटेड एंड दे आर नॉट गुड टीचर्स बिकॉज दे आर नॉट बीइंग पेड वेल। लाइक हाउ डू यू एक्सपेक्ट टीचर्स टू गिव देयर बेस्ट एंड देन कि मतलब आप देख लो यार, एक एनआईटी आईआईटी के आप टीचर की सैलरी देख लो एंड फिर आप देखो कि वही बच्चे जिनको वो पढ़ा रहे हैं 2 months डाउन द लाइन दे विल हैव अ सैलरी ऑफ कितना लाख का पैकेज, 20-25 लाख का पैकेज, एंड द टीचर्स आर बीइंग सो अंडर वैल्यू। मतलब
Correct.
तो हाउ, मतलब उनको मनी कैसे करता होगा यार कि मैं इन बच्चों को पढ़ाऊंगी और 2 महीने बाद ये गोइंग टू अर्न मच मोर देन मी, मच मोर देन मी।
correct.
तो आप उस हिसाब से सोचो तो आई फील गुड एजुकेटर्स डिजर्व टू बी पेड।
And not just that, I mean, at some point, not just educator, right? बाकियों का देख लो, like you're putting in time into it, effort कर रहे हो. Would you be okay with it if you like put in time at your job and then you're told no, I can't pay you?
Yeah, exactly.
go out, right? That's the thing. And as long as it's quality content, I think not just in terms of education, in general, anything, if you're using it, if you find it useful and it's helping you, then maybe you should consider supporting the people through those
I think,
initiatives, right?
fundamentally there's this switch, right? Ki from consumption in, I think it all boils down to that. Eventually, early on there was consumption in piracy. Tremendous amount of consumption in piracy. But as you actually mature or perhaps try to create something of that scale of your own, फिर you realize that इसमें इतना effort लगता है तो आगे से नहीं करेंगे.
I think फटका पड़ता है ना, बड़े हो जाते हो तो काम करना पड़ता है जाके, तब पता चलता है कि
exactly.
खुद एफर्ट मार रहा है.
Then you realize कि चलो, I mean, it's not all. I mean, I would say 10 years back everything was torrent. हमारे कॉलेज में तो internal networks, internet, सब कुछ, nobody used to pay for anything. So
Firstly, मतलब we are not
changed.
forcing anyone to take the courses.
Yeah,
And secondly, जितने का आप कोर्स बिकता है, मतलब उतने के तो आप पार्टी कर लेते हो एक वीकेंड पे। तो
Exactly.
आप उतने के पार्टी करने के लिए रेडी हो, बट आप अपने मतलब स्किल पे नहीं काम करोगे
Yeah,
जिससे आपकी जॉब मिल सकती है, आपको लाइफ टाइम याद रहेगा
yeah,
कि आपको एक कम्युनिटी मिल जाएगी, आप पूरा लाइफ टाइम याद रखोगे कि ऐसे सीखा था, ऐसे पढ़ने मिला था। आप उतना
yeah.
उसमें नहीं स्पेंड करोगे, उसमें हेट्रेड पास करोगे, पर उतना
Correct.
आप मतलब एक रोड ट्रिप पे आप उतना खर्चा कर दो। So
Correct.
you sometimes have
I
to,
think,
think about these.
this also brings in the right crowd, right? And then you get the right crowd who are actually motivated. So if you engage with them, they will also end up engaging back with you, and वो होता है motivation, and nobody is there just for like trolling and things like that.
Exactly. YouTube पे कुछ लोग तो आएंगे, मतलब I have had people, जब वो पहले दिखते थे ना likes और dislikes का नंबर, तो I used to have people who have subscribed, क्योंकि जैसे ही notification आएगा I used to get dislikes. Just imagine someone has subscribed to you just so that as soon as you post the video they can go and dislike it. तो मतलब मुझे तो mentality समझ नहीं आती है बहुत। हाँ मतलब तो वर्सेस यहाँ पे जो लोग हैं, मतलब दे नो माय कंटेंट, दे नो मी, दे ट्रस्ट मी, इसलिए वो लोग आए हैं। तो थोड़ा सैटिस्फैक्शन रहता है कि भाई पढ़ने आए हैं ये लोग, टाइम पास करने नहीं आए हैं।
Correct.
Yeah. This is.
I'm wondering, do you identify yourself as a? So you talked about satisfaction in teaching, है ना? So do you identify as an educator or teacher, या फिर as a businesswoman अभी? Now that you have started.
No. So I am launching a business, but then when I do that, I will call myself a businesswoman. Currently, this courses is not a business for me. I would call it like an education, teaching sort of thing. So इसलिए मतलब मैंने अभी तक अपने LinkedIn पे co-founder या founder वाला tag नहीं लगाया है. It is a teacher. I am a teacher. But then I am planning to launch something जो कि side में ऐसे business रहेगा. So there I will be a co-founder, but then right now
that's not related to teaching, is it?
That's not related to teaching.
I see. No, but this is, I mean, see, that's great, right? Because लोग इतना बोलते रहते हैं, that's like पूरा movies का trope है, build a business out of your passion या वो काम करो which you like. If you like teaching, you figured it out that you enjoy that, and if you're ending up making money out of it, what is wrong in it, right?
Yeah.
Plus,
you're adding value.
One thing, like I feel a lot of so another thing that I kept asking myself before doing this full time was that will I be a good software developer? Because I'm teaching software development, I should also be doing development to be able to teach this. But then I realized as a teacher, I'm working on projects and जब मैं पढ़ाती हूँ तो I'm working on projects which are far more challenging than the work that I did at my office. क्योंकि ऑफिस में कई बार आपको थोड़ा ऐसा काम करना चाहिए पड़ता है जो कि इतना फन नहीं है या इतना चैलेंजिंग नहीं है. But now, as a software developer, I challenge myself much more than I used to challenge earlier. And बल्कि as a teacher, I am learning and I am able to work on more projects. जब मैं पढ़ाती हूँ तो मैं demos देती हूँ and I explore more tech. So I feel कि as a software developer also I'm growing more. It is not just teaching, it is also software development.
Correct. And this is something actually because this ties to
perspective,
and a question that I had, right, was basically say जैसे आप content डाल रहे हो YouTube पे and there are other people, why should someone come to you? And this is something that you answered, like as a software engineer, like you're able to experiment more as a teacher rather than being chained to a job or something like that where you have to work within the bounds.
Yep.
True.
That the thing that I was saying earlier, no, कि अगर कॉलेज या ऑफिस में रहते तो पता है कि यही काम कर सकते हो आप. A lot of people they are forced to work on tech stack that they don't even enjoy. A lot of people keep complaining कि इसका कुछ फ्यूचर है क्या, ये है क्या, हमको दूसरा टेक एक्सप्लोर करना है. They are not able to. But now I've chosen a path where I can explore any tech I like. मेरे को कुछ भी अगर मेरे को आज कोई XYZ टॉपिक पढ़ाना है YouTube पे, I can decide कि मैं ये पढ़ाऊंगी. मैं 10-15 दिन उसमें पूरा अपना सब कुछ दे दूंगी और फिर मैं वो कुछ नया कॉन्सेप्ट लेके पढ़ाऊंगी. तो इट इज ऑन द यूट्यूब और द एजुकेटर कि आप कितना अपने आप को चैलेंज कर रहे हो एज ए टीचर.
Correct. And this is something which is, so now you spoke about this, right? The content YouTube पे डाल रखा है. So and you're working on something, that the course that you're talking about. So tell us a little bit more about that.
So courses, a lot of people primarily try to join courses that help them with interview prep. So, but then the courses that I have launched, system design courses, they are both for interview prep as well as for becoming a better software developer. So I like initially when people join the courses, there is like a questionnaire that I do with them so that I can make the experience more, personalized for them. And I ask, are you here to prepare for interviews or to become to learn more as a software developer? And I get a mixed review. It is not like everyone is here just for interview prep or just for software development. So I'm focusing on both. So firstly, that is there. Plus, be high-level system design se start kiya, which is expected from all software developers with more than 1 year of experience. So even with software developers with 15-20 years of experience should know high-level system design, but you should start it with once you have 1 year plus of experience.
Correct.
Then I also did low-level system design. I did some boot camps. And after this high-level system design, I'm planning a proper low-level system design boot camp. So it takes a lot of effort also because, you have to pick up the examples that are very industry relevant, that you can explain the demos. Like low-level system design, you have to end up writing the entire code. And not just in one language. Your audience is of different languages. Some are compatible with Java, some with C++. So you have to be ready for any sort of question. When it is live, it is far more challenging. Like recorded video में कोई आपसे question नहीं पूछ रहा. And system design is system design में आपको बताती हूँ एक example. जैसे design YouTube या design Netflix. अब वो आपको उसका पूरा end to end समझना है. कैसे communication हो रहा है तो आपको networking समझनी है, database समझना है, आपको स्टोरेज कैसा हो रहा है, आपका मतलब आप पूरे सिस्टम में आप जितनी चीजें सोच सकते हो, आपको सब पता होना चाहिए एंड टू एंड। एंड मतलब किसी को भी सब कुछ नहीं पता हो सकता फर्स्टली, मतलब नो वन, नॉट इवन द सीटीओ नोज एवरीथिंग, राइट? सो इट इज वेरी वेरी चैलेंजिंग बिकॉज लाइफ में लोग कुछ भी पूछ सकते हैं, तो बीइंग एबल टू हैंडल दैट, बीइंग एबल टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस। अगर मैंने आज ये टॉपिक पढ़ाया है तो इस टॉपिक से रिलेटेड मैं कुछ भी मैं आंसर कर पाऊँ, दैट इज लाइक a very good feeling for me. There are days कि मैं कोई बहुत ही चैलेंजिंग टॉपिक पढ़ाती हूँ जो मैंने खुद कहीं पे इम्प्लीमेंट नहीं किया है, बट मैं क्योंकि इतने डेमोस करती हूँ, फिर आई गो थ्रू इट सो मच कि मैं सारे क्वेश्चन आंसर कर पाती हूँ, तो वो क्लास के बाद में सुनाती हूँ कि भाई जो सेटिस्फैक्शन मिल रहा है हमें।
राइट। नहीं तो आप so this is actually तो आप क्या क्या पढ़ाती हैं? Like give us some examples of what are the things to our viewers, right? Like what are the things you teach?
So okay, so software development में आप in terms of interviews there is something called data structures algorithms जो बहुत common है, जो इसका आप बहुत सारे देखोगे, जो मैंने पढ़ाने से स्टार्ट किया था। फिर जब आपका कुछ एक्सपीरियंस हो जाता है, जब से 1 ईयर ऑफ एक्सपीरियंस हो जाता है, तो आपसे सिस्टम डिजाइन पूछना चालू करते हैं। सिस्टम डिजाइन 2 पार्ट्स में होता है, हाई लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन और लो लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन। लो लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन मतलब आप अपना कोड कैसे स्ट्रक्चर कर रहे हो, मतलब जैसे अगर आप कोड लिख रहे हो, एक छोटा-सा मॉड्यूल लिख रहे हो, तो आप उसमें अपना कोड कैसे स्ट्रक्चर कर रहे हो, मॉड्यूलर बना रहे हो कि कल को कोई भी XYZ पर्सन आ रहा है कंपनी में, वो आपका कोड समझ पाए और उसके ऊपर एक्सटेंड कर पाए। तो इट हैज़ टू बी वेरी मॉड्यूलर, एक्सटेंडेबल, मतलब अच्छे से लिखा होना चाहिए। ऑब्जेक्ट ओरिएंटेड प्रोग्रामिंग अगर आपको पता है, तो यू शुड नो ऑल ऑफ दैट फॉर लो लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन। हाई लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन इंक्लूड्स एवरीथिंग, मतलब नेटवर्किंग, कि कैसे कम्युनिकेशन हो रहे हैं बिटवीन डिफरेंट सर्विसेज, सिक्योरिटी कैसे मेंटेन हो रही है, आप कौन से डेटाबेसेस यूज़ करोगे, तो आपको ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि आजकल इंडस्ट्री में कौन-कौन से डेटाबेसेस चल रहे हैं। आप डिफरेंट सिनेरियो के लिए कौन सा डेटाबेस चूज़ करोगे, आपको वो भी पता होना चाहिए। फिर किस डेटाबेस की क्या प्रोस है, क्या कॉन्स है, क्या ट्रेड ऑफ है, कब आप डिसाइड करोगे कि ये कोड एक सिस्टम में रखें कि इसको डिवाइड करके 2 सिस्टम में रखा जाए। मतलब हाई लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन कवर्स एवरीथिंग। तो आप मतलब टॉपिक ऐसा होता है कि डिजाइन यूट्यूब, डिजाइन नेटफ्लिक्स, डिजाइन अमेज़न। फिर आपको ड्रिल डाउन करना आना चाहिए कि रिक्वायरमेंट्स क्या है, हम क्या-क्या करना चाह रहे हैं, फिर हम कैसे-कैसे करेंगे, स्टेप वाइज़ कैसे करेंगे। फिर आपको ट्रेड ऑफ अपने डिजाइन डिसीजंस लेने होते हैं। तो ये सब कुछ मतलब आपको आना चाहिए, तो ये पढ़ाती हूँ मैं अभी।
This is in वो आपका जो ऑलरेडी बूट कैंप हो चुका है था हाई लेवल डिजाइन में?
हाई लेवल अभी चल रहा है, हाई लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन कोर्स चल रहा है।
Is there any upcoming boot camp, or how do people reach out to you if they want to know more about this or join?
Yeah, so I've launched a site, keertipurswanicourses.com site है, and उसी पे I will be launching all. तो पहले जो boot camp किए थे, that was not like a full fledged course मैंने नहीं launch किया था, that was like weekend boot camp. तो that was a trial version की लोग आ रहे हैं कि नहीं आ रहे, क्या मुझे ये करना है, full time paid करना है कि नहीं. But then the response I got was just wonderful. People were so happy with it. तो फिर I launched my site, Keerti Purswani Courses. So this is the first course that is going on. Very good response, very very good response. तो high level system design course चल रहा है. इसके बाद low level system design course आएगा. It's a 5-week course. So it's not a short term course. पूरा full fledged 5-week course है. इसके बाद there will be another मतलब 5 to 6 weeks course low level system design का. Similarly, I'll continue. So everything will be on the site itself. Keerti Purswani Courses.
Gotcha. So this is a completely 5-week and the content is accessible to the people.
Yeah, so once you buy, you can actually, you can watch the content over there. There are live classes, plus the recordings are available for 2+ years. So you can, if you miss the class, you can watch the recording. If you want to revise, you can watch the recording. Notes are available. There are quizzes after every class. There are demos. So we also have a Discord community where we ask a lot of questions to each other. Doubt solving होती है वहाँ पे. लोग एक दूसरे से networking होती है. अभी जैसे we are also doing a hackathon जिसमें people are forming group among themselves, so they are also networking, मतलब so वो आपस में बात कर रहे हैं, and because कितने अलग-अलग टाइप के लोग हैं, so some are college students, some are very experienced people, तो they are doing networking, they are forming groups together, they are working on, मतलब जो एक होता है सिस्टम डिजाइन सीखना वर्सेस खुद इम्प्लीमेंट करना। जैसे अभी उनको दिया हुआ है कि आप पूरा व्हाट्सएप खुद से बनाओ, तो वो पूरा एंड टू एंड व्हाट्सएप बना रहे हैं। मतलब आप समझ रहे हो कि वो बहुत ही सैटिस्फाइंग चीज है। तो वो डिस्कॉर्ड पे सब लोग एक दूसरे की बहुत हेल्प करते हैं, तो काफी मजा आता है मतलब।
Yeah, well, those are the like plus points, right?
Sorry?
Essentially, like that those are the plus points essentially, like जो आपको YouTube के video में नहीं मिलेगा essentially.
Yep.
These are the other things that you're add-ons that you're essentially paying for.
Yep.
Yeah, good. Abhinav, you're saying something?
No, I'm saying, doesn't this take too much of your time though? क्योंकि एक होता है पढ़ाना, then after that the follow up and the preparation, मतलब your voice itself would go out apart from other things.
So I am doing this full time, but it takes a lot more effort than my full time job, honestly. तो हर क्लास से पहले I have to give them a pep talk कि आज भी आना है guys.
पैसे दिए आ जाओ.
हर क्लास के बाद I have to give them a pep talk कि बेटा quiz करो जाके. This will be helpful like this. Hackathon पे काम करो, ये करो. मतलब so there's a lot of effort that goes behind it. तो ऐसा लोगों को लगता है. But it is not just for the content they are paying, it is for the end-to-end experience. जैसे hackathon, it is not something that I had committed, but उन्होंने बोला कि hackathon करते हैं मजा आएगा, तो hackathon कर रहे हैं, प्लस मैंने से कुछ प्राइज भी रखा हुआ है, तो it will be more fun, right? तो मैं ऐसे बोलती रहती हूँ कि अगर आपने ये GitHub पे डाल दिया, तो मैं आपको आके LinkedIn पे रिकमेंड कर दूंगी, या वो लोग LinkedIn पे कुछ भी डालते हैं, तो मैं जाके कमेंट करती हूँ. बेसिकली उनकी नेटवर्किंग हो रही है, वो लोग मतलब पूरा ओवरऑल ग्रोथ है, उनको इंटरव्यू टिप्स मिल रही हैं, वहीं पे वेब टॉक हो रहा है, सब हो रहा है.
Correct. Makes sense. And you are actually, this is something, right? Getting people to मतलब attend करना, like कि हाँ पैसे दे दिए, उसके बाद भाई आ जाओ कर लो तुम्हारे भले के लिए.
Unfortunately, money alone is not enough, है ना?
No. So I have seen, so I have like मेरे बहुत सारे यूट्यूबर दोस्त हैं जो कंटेंट क्रिएशन करते हैं, तो 2-3 और जो बहुत मतलब ऐसे हजारों बच्चे भी जिनके कोर्सेज में आए हैं ना, अगर X बच्चे have signed up, X/2 और X/4, I have a very good friend who is a very famous YouTuber. अब उसकी क्लास में X/8 बच्चे आते हैं. तो when I started, I was like कि at least you know X/2 तो मतलब बच्चे आने ही आने चाहिए, और उससे बहुत ज्यादा आ रहे हैं, मतलब 3/4 बच्चे तो मिनिमम आ ही जाते हैं क्लास में. I am very happy with that. You know, people show up. They are really enjoying.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Hopefully the अगले वाले, the next ones also, they do very well.
Yeah, hope so. So free and paid courses will continue. Free content तो रहेगा ही. It is not like, you know, you cannot become a good software developer without taking any paid courses. But paid courses make things much more easier, faster, streamlined, smooth for you. If you can afford it, if you are struggling with consistency, why not? Why not spend the money? And why not pay the educator what they deserve? मतलब इतना सा है. And अगर आपने YouTube वीडियो देखे हैं already, then you should have the trust in your teacher. मतलब no one is forcing you to take up any course. Watch their free content and you make your decision that who you want to make your teacher to be. मतलब आप कौन mentor रखना चाह रहे हो, कौन teacher रखना चाह रहे हो. Because मैंने सब कुछ खुद किया है. If अगर कोई मेरे को ऐसा mentor मिल जाता ना, मतलब मैं बहुत बार ऐसा सोचती हूँ, तो मेरे लिए life would have been so much easier. मतलब as a software developer, as a मतलब अभी मैंने सब कुछ बहुत सारी गलतियां कर करके सीखा है. एंड अगर वो कम्युनिटी मिल पा रही है, अगर वो गाइडेंस मिल पा रही है, तो आई एम absolutely very satisfied, and I'm loving the journey of being able to provide this to others. I will never force anyone, but if you're interested, high level system design, low level system design, data structures, development in general, I am planning to cover everything. You can check out KeertiPurswaniCourses.com. So the next course that is coming up is low level system design. And I will actually be discussing the system design. Firstly, we will cover the basics. So there will be no prerequisites. We'll be covering the basics. We'll understand what all things are required. And then we will actually see the code also. So we will discuss, we will code, we will see a lot of demos. Everything will be available. And this is after I have done a lot of boot camps. So those boot camps were 3-day boot camps. But then people asked it to be much more detailed. And this is a very detailed live course. So when it is live, you can actually make the system design decisions together. There are discussions like कि ऐसे क्यों आप करोगे, ऐसे क्यों नहीं करोगे, इसका प्रो क्या होगा, उसका कौन क्या होगा, मतलब ऐसे करके. तो वो डिस्कशन बहुत ही अलग लेवल का होता है. एंड बिकॉज मैंने बूट कैम्प किए हुए हैं, आई नो कि यू नो दिस इज गोइंग टू बी very हेल्पफुल. तो एंड लो लेवल सिस्टम डिजाइन इज समथिंग दैट इज नाउडेज एक्सपेक्टेड फ्रॉम फ्रेशर्स आल्सो. मतलब even someone fresh out of college, you should know low level system design. But expectation कम होती है, and expectations just increase as your experience increases. So this is something that you have to learn eventually, either now or later. So if you're a software developer, if you're interested, check it out. It might really be helpful.
Yep. Cool. Actually, it's funny, right? जैसे वो sales pitch होता है एकदम your change mannerism changes एकदम sales pitch
Immediately
वाले
she's
mode
like
में.
mask डाल देती हूँ.
So there's a fun mode and then there's a teacher mode. So
Yeah. I mean, this is something that I guess, matlab, being a content creator, you'll eventually have to do, right? And
Yep.
you do it on a regular basis. तो ये कितना करना पड़ा है, like as such, like how many times have you had to sell as such कि put basically a pitch कि यार कर दो type से वाला?
उतना नहीं किया था यार मैंने लिंक्डइन पे डाला था, मतलब यूट्यूब पे डाला था, तो लोग या तो इनिशियली जब आप लॉन्च कर रहे हो तब साइन अप करते हैं या तो एंड में करते हैं कि मतलब कल कोर्स स्टार्ट हो रहा है तो आज करेंगे, तो वो इंस्टा पे डालो कि भाई कल स्टार्ट हो रहा है, आपको आना है आओ वाला टाइम रहता है। और मेल पे बहुत रिप्लाई करना पड़ता है, लोग बहुत ही फालतू के मेल पूछते हैं कि क्यों करे बताओ, बहुत मतलब यू नो यू हैव टू बी अवेलेबल ऑन मेल्स, तो ये सब करना पड़ता है। बट पिच उतना नहीं करना पड़ता, मतलब एक यूट्यूब वीडियो, लिंक्डइन पोस्ट, इंस्टा स्टोरीज।
तो मार्केटिंग पे as such अपने मतलब ये कोई एफर्ट नहीं मारा है कि स्पेसिफिकली?
अभी तक तो नहीं मारा है, लास्ट कोर्स में तो नहीं मारा।
I see. Then how do you get the word out then? Is it through networking events या ऐसा कुछ?
No, it is my audience now.
Your own like personal this thing profiles like Insta वगैरह and all of that.
150K LinkedIn, 90K YouTube, मतलब more than enough, मतलब
I see. So did you have to मतलब as part of the growth, like कभी YouTube पे or LinkedIn का, I don't know, do they have such marketing events or networking events where you meet other creators and all of that and basically cross pollinate?
So not these, but then there are a lot of edtech companies ना, जैसे there is an academy
for this scenario.
That is what it is.
But anyways, sorry, continue.
So there are companies like An Academy, Graphy, मतलब then there is Scalar. So they conduct events. An Academy has conducted a lot of events where like all the educators get invited and then we network among each other. ऐसे अभी Apex is another company that is doing all of this. So ऐसे edtech company ज्यादा करती है for educators.
अच्छा,
कुछ LinkedIn for creators भी होता है, I'm not sure what it is, but
हाँ, LinkedIn for creators is something like कि मतलब वो लोग खुद मेल करते हैं, you become part of it, and then you are assigned one creator partner sort of thing, and then they help you out. So जो LinkedIn top wise जो मिला था, that was because I was in contact with LinkedIn मतलब creator partner, and then weekly they will also send you trending topics. So वो आता है ना कि this person's post was mentioned in the newsletter, वो ऐसा होता है कि they will tell us the topic and बोलते हैं इस पे कंटेंट बनाओ तो हम न्यूज़लेटर में डालेंगे, वो हर हफ्ते भेजते हैं। अब कभी-कभी आपका मन करता है आप डालते हो, कभी मन नहीं करता नहीं डालते हो, मतलब ऐसा होता है। पर आपके पोस्ट पे अच्छे रिएक्शन होते हैं तो फिर वो न्यूज़ पे डालते हैं, ऐसा होता है।
अच्छा, so this is actually something that मतलब we can
basically it
include
starts from LinkedIn creator का invitation to then, so are there people who get LinkedIn voice without getting the LinkedIn creator invitation?
Mostly no, I don't know any such.
So yeah, you were also part of LinkedIn Top Voice in 2022, right? So tell us a bit more about that.
So interestingly, you know, I have been a person जो ऐसे खुद से ज़्यादा बोलती नहीं है कि I want this, I'm aiming for this, but LinkedIn का एक ऐसा रूल होता है कि you have to be creating for 1 year at least to get the LinkedIn Top Voice. And when I started creating, it was 2019. And जब वो Top Voice list निकली थी, तो I saw who all got it. And फिर वो जो 1 साल था, I did everything जो वो करना पड़ता है to be part of LinkedIn Top Voice, I have no idea. I was aiming for that top voice. Every second day I put up a post. I used to keep track कि और लोग क्या डाल रहे हैं, you know, मेरी post चल रही कि नहीं चल रही. And then I was assigned to the LinkedIn Creators program. तो जैसे ही वो creator partner, you know, she met me and the first thing I said, मेरे को LinkedIn top voice चाहिए, अब बताओ क्या करने का है. And then they were like कि okay, you create 5 posts on this topic. If this goes viral, we will consider you. And all the 5 posts went viral. And I was like, okay, now I want a LinkedIn top voice, and then they were like, हाँ, you deserve it. वो मैंने 1 साल बहुत मेहनत किया है LinkedIn पे, मतलब almost every second day I was putting up something. बहुत ही मतलब you know strategically रोज सुबह देखना कि कल क्या डालना है, कल क्या डालना है, कल क्या डालना है. But then it worked out, and proud of it.
So what advantage does it have, right?
There is no advantage as such, मतलब it's just a ठप्पा. honestly.
Hmm.
Once you get it, you start thinking ki ab kya? Matlab,
Hmm.
then you are just increasing the number of followers on LinkedIn. But you have the top ways. There's no further bigger thappa
Hmm.
on LinkedIn, right?
I
So
see.
It's their brand essentially, right?
yeah. So you are associated with the LinkedIn brand altogether. It's a great feeling. Matlab, it's an awesome feeling. क्योंकि जब I was applying to all these companies, I knew कि I would not have to ask for referral या कुछ भी करने की जरूरत नहीं पड़ेगी. HR को मैसेज करती थी तो HR खुश हो जाते हैं मिलके कि LinkedIn top voice का मैसेज आया. So it's sort of a
makes life easy.
proud thing. Yeah, it makes life easy. You can easily get in contact with anyone.
Sort of like a degree of sorts, right? Essentially, ki matlab qualification of sorts.
A lot more useful than my degree.
That is true. Yeah.
A social validation. Or,
sort of.
Sort of, right? LinkedIn's badge of social validation.
Yeah.
I'm just a little curious about this creator wala program. So the kind of people who got into it, so uska what were the, like, was there a minimum number of followers they had to have, या फिर some specific kind of impact?
So number of followers का उतना नहीं रहता. It is more about impact. कितने आपके posts चलते हैं and how consistent you are on LinkedIn. अब तो मतलब you can also reach out to them and they can help you out कि ठीक है, let us see कि we can add you or not. जब मैं part बनी थी, I think they had just started LinkedIn for creators India में जब start ही हुआ था. I was among the first few people who were onboarded. Up to, I think you can also reach out and you can say कि I want to be part of LinkedIn for creators. I think things are different now.
No, so I have a question right related to that. So is it related to the kind of content that you speak on? Let's say you spoke a lot about gender equity, about mental health in general. So is it related to that, or anyone who has built up a following? फर्क नहीं पड़ता memes डाल के बनाया हो या कुछ भी पड़ा हो.
नहीं. So you have to have a niche. So like even though I talk about software development, mental health, सब कुछ, where I was given the top voice, it was mentioned over there कि top voice for talking about gender equality. So the 5 posts that I was talking about, I was asked to post about gender equality. So
right.
It is that they only tell you कि okay, we want you to create on this content, works out. I think there were very less number of people who used to talk about gender equality, at least back then. So फिर मतलब that worked out for me. But then you are मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि you will be known for gender equality, right? Because in general I talk about software development, mental health, everything, the content creation,
correct.
right? So but then gender जब आपको मिलता है top voice तो they mention कि it is for which niche.
Right.
I see. So but then do they give you the choice as such, like a list of topics and you choose which one you want to post about, or is it like नहीं आपको ये करना ही है ऐसा कुछ?
So you can talk to the creator partner and then so it was like a meet talk. It was a very chill meet talk. And she said कि I think this is working out for you. What do you think? I was like हाँ ठीक है करते हैं.
Makes sense.
So because you had a background where you had already been talking about this, therefore she suggested कि amongst all the content that you post, this
आपके लिए right fit है basically.
कि this one will make you stand out. अभी इस पे और कोई कर नहीं रहा है. आप करोगे तो बढ़िया चलेगा.
उनके मतलब ये thresholds क्या होते थे उस time पे at least like for success
उस टाइम पे ऐसा होता था कि एटलीस्ट 1 साल आपको रेगुलरली आप कंटेंट डाल रहे हो, ये होता है एक तो. दूसरा होता है कि कुछ मिनिमम इतने फॉलोअर्स होने चाहिए. तो मेरे आई थिंक उस वक्त 100K होने वाले थे, 90K थे शायद मेरे लिंक्डइन पे. मैंने विद 15-20K भी देखे हैं लिंक्डइन टॉप वॉइस. इट इज नॉट कि आपके उतने होने चाहिए. मेरे उस वक्त कंसिडरेबल फॉलोअर्स थे एंड सब था.
Quite interesting. ठीक है. At least so this is a lot of information that is usually not available also unless you talk to people who have been in these places, right?
So, exactly.
I didn't know for example you said कि LinkedIn creator you can actually contact them and get into the program. Right? So that's very valuable information. Okay, awesome. ठीक है. So moving on, कुछ we'll end with a few things. जैसे कि so far, right, you've had this whole journey and you said कि बहुत सारे mistakes you kind of did and now you're teaching all of that to people to kind of fast track it. So just if you could tell 3-4 points where if you were to redo the whole thing, like what would you do to like catapult yourself to where you are today? basically saying ki what clicked. What are those 3 or 4 things that clicked?
I think I always had very good mentors, so I would really have that, and I filter out people very well. कि जो लोग सही डायरेक्शन में सोचते हैं, जो अपने आप पे काम करते हैं, and then you don't spend time on people who just pull you down. So you choose your people well. So I think who you surround you with really matters in both your professional and personal life. So professionally also I've grown a lot because of the kind of people I had. Like not just my partner but my friends, all of them are very career oriented. We have discussions like अगर आप साथ में बैठते हो तो आप किस टाइप की conversations करते हो? Like we would talk about taxes or about life in general, about what we are doing or about how we are growing together. So for me that is like a thing that I'm proud of, that I'm surrounded by amazing people. Then secondly, I feel for me, as I said in the starting, I think my first line was that I was a very average student, and that is true. I don't think I have been smart or anything. I am a very hardworking person. And according to me, hard work always wins above smart work. It might take time, but it just works out. So how much you work hard is really going to matter in the end. So then it might not happen immediately, it will happen eventually, but then you have to have the faith in yourself. And it is not like I am perfect. There are a lot of things that I have done wrong, or I am also very lazy at a lot of times. People ask me tips on time management and I go like, I don't think I am a right person for that. And even if you talk about my schedule, it is very messed up. Like I work at night, I sleep in the morning, and I'm still working on my health. There are a lot of things that I work on, and right, it is not that I am perfect, but we are all growing. So if you have the belief in yourself, if you know your pros and your cons, don't live in a very fantasy world where you tell yourself something which is not true. So know yourself properly.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So basically a lot of clarity.
Yes, a lot of clarity. Yep.
Awesome.
So why do you think मतलब clarity आया कैसे? Because you tried to do things which were outside your comfort zone because of that, or was it?
Because I think I am not scared of taking chances or taking risks. That is one thing that I think has stood me out of stood me out everywhere. Because अगर मैं जॉब भी करती रह जाती, सोचती रह जाती, तो मैं नहीं कर पाती है. अगर मैं फर्स्ट जॉब छोड़ के अगर मैं स्टार्टअप नहीं ज्वाइन करती, तो मैं यहाँ पे नहीं रह पाती. अगर मैं इंटूइट में जब मैं गई थी, तो इफ आई हैड आस्क्ड फॉर X salary, they gave me 2x salary. Like I undervalued myself that much. And now I've reached a point where I overvalue myself, and I am able to negotiate with people. So you learn that with time. So it is not something that happens overnight, but it is something where you have to take like a lot of risk. What is the worst that is going to happen? I keep saying this again and again, कि क्या ही हो जाएगा. 10 seconds of insane courage and your entire life might be looking completely different. So that is my funda. I have my savings, so I am not dependent on anyone financially. That is, I think, a best thing that I have done for myself from the day one. When I started earning, I had considerable amount of savings. Like I used to save more than 50% of what I used to earn. Like I've always done it. I think that is why I'm able to take risks. I'm very independent. I'm never dependent. I've never been dependent on anyone financially since I started earning. So that is something
वो
that
बहुत conscious choice था?
Yes. It was a very conscious decision that, once I start earning, I'm never going to ask anyone for money, not my parents, not my family, no one. So, like, Balki, I like doing things for my family. I like gifting things, and being able to do it is like something that I'm very proud of. Like, जैसे अभी, like at this point, if I'm like, experimenting with my career, I'm not doing a full-time job, I'm teaching. So the salary is comparatively lesser. So I'm not bought a car for myself. I'm like, okay, चलेगा, नहीं ज़रूरत है कार की. So, but I have not spent my savings in that way. I'm saving up and make sure that, I have this ticket, गाड़ी बाद में ले सकते हैं, flat बाद में ले सकते हैं, it's fine. But
build yourself that buffer, basically, right? Build
yeah.
yourself that buffer to be able to experiment.
Yes.
Yeah.
So according to you, let's say as a percentage of or a multiple of your expenses, or like how much amount of buffer gave you that comfort ki abhi I'm fine to take this risk?
Depending on my savings, I think I can survive easily for 3 to 4 years.
At your current rate of expenses,
Yes,
basically.
yes. At my current rate of expenses, like without earning anything, and if I don't make any big commitments like flat car, like all of that, I can easily survive like for 3-4 years. That much I've
Awesome.
said. So
Awesome.
and
Very
it is
nice. I
not
mean,
like I
having-
have a lot of experience. I have just 5 years of experience. I also got married, on which I spent so much.
Yeah, man,
So
that
this is
that
after
true.
all of that. So yeah.
Yeah, I am also personally
I
मेरे
feel you.
को
I
सेंस
feel
नहीं
you.
बनता है वो सही में कि मतलब इतना खर्चा करते हो शादियों पे and then the most ironic thing the one that I think that I can't wrap my head around, right, is इतना खर्चा कर रहे हो जिनकी शादी है they are the ones who are like इधर उधर खिंचते रहते हैं कि यहाँ वहाँ
I
पूरे
made
दिन
sure.
एकदम tired.
No, I made sure I had a lot of fun. So I was like, I'm not going to have it in Bhopal because in Bhopal there would be too many people and I would not be able to enjoy. So
Correct.
even though I couldn't afford like a proper destination wedding, I did it in Indore, which is like 4 hours from Bhopal. So I made sure it is like a destination wedding. There are limited number of rooms, only limited number of people can come.
Awesome.
And we get to enjoy.
Yeah, right.
Those people, and I don't know if you watched my reels on Insta. I made sure everyone has a lot of fun, and I have a lot of fun. It's like if I'm spending the money, I'm going to like make sure.
हाँ एकदम यार मेहनत करके कमाया है भाई why not?
But then
हाँ,
whoever
वो
came had a wonderful time.
वही तो उन पर नहीं खर्च करना ना जो आके बोलेंगे कि खाना ये नहीं बना ये डिश नहीं बना
हाँ.
यार भाई ढंग से करो
ऐसे लोगों को बुलाया ही नहीं.
Exactly. Yeah.
ये सही है ये अच्छा था
Yeah,
वो बहुत
actually,
बढ़िया लगा ये
दो
डिसीजन
अच्छी
कि
चीज-
इंदौर जाके
नहीं,
करना
दो अच्छी चीजें हुई है. One is that ये destination wedding का concept, which ensures that not everybody has to come,
Yeah.
right?
And there
Because
are
it's too
limited
far
number of.
and it's too difficult
It is
and whatnot.
main
Right?
thing is it is limited number of rooms. So if you're booking a
Yeah.
resort, there are like you cannot have more rooms. No, so
Correct.
room ही इतने हैं और आ ही नहीं
हाँ,
सकते.
हम
हाँ,
क्या कर
excuse-
सकते हैं, हमारे हाथ में थोड़ी है, उन्होंने
कोई-
इतने रूम्स बनाए हैं.
बस चल रहा तो हम पूरा ही कर लेते पूरा रिजॉर्ट ही हम बुक कर ले फिर भी ना हो इतने
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think the
played
second
very
thing is
smart.
COVID gave a good excuse to a lot of people.
अरे
Mine
कितने
was
लोग ने
after COVID. Mine was after COVID.
हाँ नहीं बट मुझे पता है कितने मतलब मेरे जान पहचान में अचानक से लाइक पीपल हु वर लाइक कि शादी तो करेंगे कभी कोविड आते ही लाइक शादी तो अभी होगी
I wanted to get married only once I crossed 30, but then I got married very early according to me, according to my life plan, I think. But then I was like कि करनी है, बंदा मिल गया है, कर ही लेते हैं.
हाँ मतलब वही है मिल गया बंदा तो फिर क्यों नहीं
हाँ क्यों नहीं मतलब क्यों ये रूल सेट करके रखा है अपने आप के लिए वाला सीन था.
जैसे इसके बारे में बात कर रहे थे अदर थिंग्स राइट एक्स्ट्रा करिकुलर स्टफ सो व्हाट आर द थिंग्स डू यू एंजॉय डूइंग अपार्ट फ्रॉम software engineering and teaching?
So I love painting. Like I have a lot of paintings. Initially when I started YouTube, I also covered ऐसे सारी paintings मेरे घर पे आए like 15-20 of them. It is like my own exhibition. I'm also like I love dancing. But I'm not a very good dancer. I'm a good painter. I would say I'm not a very good dancer, but I love dancing also. यार मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे बहुत सारी चीजें करना पसंद है. I would love to play instruments and do a lot of stuff, but then time की कमी होने की वजह से mainly I would like to someday have a proper exhibition and not just घर पे जो paintings लगी हुई है. So that is one of the to do goals. कभी तो life में करूँगी.
Awesome. Last question that we had for you is what next? Abhi, what is your ambition? आगे का कुछ do you have some specific goals? You look like a person who has a lot of goals. So do share that with us. So
after I left my job, like there was a 6-month time when it was very, very uncertain कि क्या करना है. Because तब मैंने boot camp किए तो I realized ठीक है क्या कर सकते हैं full time. But then it was very, very uncertain. So अब अगर मेरे को समझ आ गया ना कि courses is something I want to do. So I do currently also have a lot of offers from say edtech companies कि आप हमारे साथ आके करो ऐसे करो. But no, I want to मतलब शांति से बैठ के अपने courses करने हैं पढ़ाना है. And academic business also I am planning to launch. So these two things are done. So मतलब at least 6 months down the line I know कि what I'm doing. कि उसके बाद का नहीं पता, मैं उससे ज्यादा का नहीं प्लान कर पाती हूँ.
नहीं as somebody entering business 6 months तक पता है तो बहुत बड़ी बात है.
हाँ 6 months मतलब बहुत ज्यादा हो जाता है. So I know what I'm doing for the next 6 months. I'm teaching and I'm
Correct.
working on my business. Let's see where things go after that.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. So have you set like आपका कोई मतलब ऐसा कोई success criteria नहीं? It's essentially you just keep doing it, and as long as you're getting satisfaction out of it, you'll do it.
Yep.
Achha.
As soon as I think I can make decent enough money to sustain myself and the satisfaction. So these two things.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. And with this, we end our today's podcast. Thank you, Kritika. Thank you, Keerti, for giving us your time, and hope you enjoyed it. And yeah,
thank you.
Best of luck
I
for
hope
the
you had a
journey.
good time, and thank you, and all the best to you guys as well. You're doing great job with the podcast, and everyone, like if you're wherever you're watching or listening, subscribe to their channel as well as to my channel, and I hope you
link
can
there.
something.
Yep. Thank
Cool.
you.